Hello and welcome to Wandering Star. I'm Lou. This is a video of my consciousness and twin soul series. I don't usually do videos that give across information. Usually my videos are all about my own experience and my own perspective of the twin flame and consciousness process, or twin souls as I prefer to call it. I've noticed something over the last few weeks that's come to my attention, and I just really felt like even if it's just for myself, I really needed to make a video on this. This has been regarding the use of twin flames, twin souls, the concept and the understanding of it, and the general information that's out there in the community. I've done several tweets about this, and rather than just continually tweeting, I figured it would be best to make a video, and that is regarding those that are new to the process and the articles that you can find online regarding signs of a twin flame. There's articles, there's checklists, there's bullet points, there's quizzes, and this is a general warning guidance for people that are looking into such things. Just be careful about what it is that you're reading and what you're looking into, because I've noticed that there is a lot of old and inaccurate information out there which is being put across as being the information. And it's actually over a decade old and it's not accurate. So in this video, I'm going to be going through a few of those things just to give you, I'm not going to tell you what they actually are. I'm not going to give you this is what they're saying, this is what it should be. I'm just going to give you some information so you can understand where I'm coming from with these, and then you can discern the information that you come across from there. First of all, you have the articles online which give you bullet points. Oh, this isn't just for twin flames, this is the same for starseeds as well. They have a list of you could be if, and then there's just lists and lists and lists. Some of these, the information on these lists is just so generalised. Like, I remember for one, there was a list for if you were an angelic or not. And one of those on the list was a heart-shaped face. And they're just so 3D, generalised little things that I can't believe this information is still online and is still being put around. I'm trying to be really nice with this, but you cannot tell what you are just by reading and matching some bullet points or matching a checklist. It's basically the same as going online and being your own doctor and saying, I have all these symptoms, therefore I must have this illness. It's exactly the same thing. When you will know what starseed you are, or a twin flame, solely by experience and discernment, and that is over a period of years. So my advice and guidance would be to please stay away from these articles, because all they do is trigger the mind understanding of, well, a twin flame is this, this and this, so if I can tick this, this and this, oh look, I'm a twin flame. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't, because some of the information is so generalised. So I just please advise you to please stay away from that information, because they will just confuse you and they'll just trigger the mind into thinking I've ticked the boxes, therefore I am one, and it is not that easy and it is not that simple. It's the same with the quizzes, these multiple choice quizzes that they have online. They are nothing more than a spiritualised version of the quizzes that you'd get in trendy teenage magazines. Like when I was a teenager, I used to get them, and they'd have these quizzes that would go, is he into you? Do this multiple choice to find out. It's just trendy, it's inaccurate, it doesn't actually prove anything, because it's saying that this quiz can determine how this other person feels, what they think, how things are, and no, please just completely stay away from them. It's just trendy entertainment, that's all it is. So please stay away from them as well. There is so much confusion in the community of people not understanding what twin flames are, and their only understanding that they might have from this real basic generalized. It's a 3D consciousness concept. There's absolutely no awareness beyond the 3D or outside of the 3D world, so to speak. So I'd advise that you please stay away from them as well. Again, only your own discernment and experience over years can help you with that. Another thing to add on to that are twin flame signs. The information in the videos that are out is so old. They're like over a decade old, and most of those are so generalized, and they are not even specific to twin flames. I'm going to go over a few of those in a moment, just to give you the idea of the ones I mean and how it is that I'm going to go over a few of these signs from this video that I found this morning. It was a new YouTube video. It was a few months old, but I thought, let's have a look and see what new information they're putting out. And it was the same information from 10 years ago. Sorry about that, I was interrupted. I'm completely off track. Right. Yes, I was looking at this video on YouTube, and it was 10 signs of twin flames. One of my issues with these videos is that people can look at these signs and they can go, I fit them all, I must be a twin flame. It doesn't work that way, as I've already said. Right. This information is really old and it's very generalized. Some of the information is so general that it can apply to soulmates, which is why a lot of people are confusing soulmates with twin flames because of this inaccurate information. So this is a plea to people out there. If you're going to make videos on twin flame signs, please do not parrot old information that you've read online. If you need that information, then in my personal opinion, you don't know enough about twin flames to be able to put out that information. To understand what a twin flame is, not signs, what a twin flame is, those are the sorts of information that we are needing. Signs, they're too generalised. Some of them have absolutely nothing to do with twin flames, and I think it's important now we get that old information off and it stops getting repeated, because it's just sending people 10 years at least back, and they're having to catch up from there. I know this because I did it myself when I came across the twin flame process 10 years ago. That's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from 10 years twin flame process experience, and I'm coming from 20 years spiritual process experience, and I can tell you that these signs, they are so general. Just please stop bringing out the old information that's completely inaccurate anyway, because it's just making people have to work through them all. Right, the video. This was a new video, as I said, 3 months out, and I'm just going to give you a few ideas about some of these are pretty general, as in you find them on lots of twin flame sites, twin flame articles, videos. This is just 3 of the 10 that were there, because these are the ones that you hear the most. So the first one is soul recognition, that you will recognize this person on some level of your being. Now, you can get this with catalysts, you can get this with near twins, you can get this with soulmates, you can get this with soul family. It is so general, it shouldn't be a twin flame sign, it should be a soul connection sign. It's just too generalized to be any good at all, and it's no surprising that people are getting confused. I remember once, going from personal experience, I was working and somebody walked into the office, and I was just like, I know you. And I could feel that this was deep. I was like, yeah, I know you. And I was looking at her to see if she saw it as well, and she didn't say anything. I never saw her again. And that is what soul recognition can be. It's just someone that you recognise. That is not a twin flame sign. That is a soul recognition of any type. So while it's correct, it's too general to actually be a twin flame sign or to be of any help, and it'll just cause confusion. Another one I have here is being on the same wavelength. Feeling inside that, wow, we are so alike, we are so on the same wavelength. That can be a sign of anything. That can be literally being two people. You can hit. Being on the same wavelengths can simply be something like, oh, we believe the same things, we feel the same things, we like the same things. Oh, this person, they're just like me. That is being on the same wavelength. And I know what being on the same wavelength as twin flames can mean, but unless you've had those years and years of experience, in which case you wouldn't need to listen to these signs, you don't have the experience and the awareness to know what being on the same wavelength as a twin flame actually means, and it can be easily misrepresented as being a soulmate, or simply someone who's on the same part of their path as you, and you're on a similar stage, but you're working on a similar thing. And again, it can be easily misconstrued. Another one, and this is a bit of a doozy, this one, is signs. Signs have nothing to do at all with a twin flame connection, a twin flame process. The twin flame process is what you go through to what is termed union. That's the process, but that process is not the twin flame connection. It's not even a connection. Twin flames is your state of being that is shared with another. Signs and numbers have nothing to do with being a twin flame whatsoever. They can mean anything. There is nothing in seeing a bunch of numbers that can show this person is your twin. If you're seeing 222 everywhere, your mind wants to be a twin flame so badly that it says, oh, that must be about twin flame. Even if you say, show me a sign, and you leave it open, something could happen, and who's to say that's got anything to do with being a twin flame? It could be trying to get your attention to say, you don't need to work on that, it's got nothing to do with it. You don't know that. They are not a sign of being a twin flame. They are a sign of general spiritual progression. Being a twin flame, the process is a part of that spiritual progression, but they're not limited to twin flame. So it's too easy to misconstrue signs and numbers as being a part of the twin flame when it could just be a part of spiritual progression. Another one, it's similar with dreams. All because you dream about someone doesn't mean that they're a connection. They can just represent something. If it's a dream about your twin flame, you will feel the difference. There will be a type of lucidity, a type of being more consciously aware in the dream itself. I can't explain what that is like. That's something you only understand through experience. So dreams aren't a very good sign either. Conscious lucid astral projections and meeting them, that's a different story. Though again, that could be soulmates. There's no way to tell for sure with that. What else? See if any comes to mind. I can't think of any more off the top of my head. I didn't want to go through the whole word because there's absolutely no point. So the best way to find out if you're a twin flame is to go through the process. Realise that this person that's triggered you, that you think is your twin flame, They might be your twin flame, they might be the near twin, they might just be the catalyst to awaken you. Whatever it is, accept them for whatever it is that they've done that's aided you. Don't try to pin them into a box or a label too soon. They are there for a reason. And unless you accept that and go through that process that they bring, you will never reach that twin flame if you are a twin flame, that is, obviously. So that's my advice if you're looking at these signs to try and find out. Experience, it takes a lot of patience, and it can be very frustrating at the beginning, but experience and discernment is the best way. Whatever it is, it's there for a reason, and it's there for you to process and for you to work through. It's there for you to learn from. So rather than just trying to get to the end and trying to pin them as a yes or a no, to go through the process, learn from them, learn about yourself as you go through, learn how to tell. Expand your awareness, your own self-awareness. That's where you'll find out. And that is the best way, because you're actually uncovering it as you go anyway. So that's my advice and guidance to people that are looking for their twin flame. I have done another video about how who you think is your twin flame actually isn't your twin flame. That's not a video saying that twin flames don't exist, but I would recommend that you watch that video as well, because twin flames in themselves is a 3D concept, and it's 3D, a consciousness 3D, because there are two people in the 3D density world, and it's based off those two people, which is why people are automatically focused on the other person. And as twin flames are the same soul spirit, he is actually within you because you are him, but you're not the him that you can physically see stood in front of you. So all this type of thing is what you're supposed to learn as you go through the process. And if you're too busy trying to find out if they are your twin or not and focusing on the physical person, you're never going to learn that. It's a process you have to go through to learn. And as you do that, you then find out the truth about whether they're your twin. And I advise you to go through the process rather than just trying to find out. So, best of luck.